Test 1 2, test 1 2, testing, testing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. What time is it?
Okay. Plus 40 on that one, plus 60 on that one.
Yeah, so plus 40 is right in the middle.
Still pretty warm. I've had worse.
Never mind, you don't even have to touch yours. We'll just play with this one over here. No, you don't have to worry about that.
Alright. Sounds good.
No, I got you.
Hell yeah. I can do that. I can bullshit for a couple hours.
Please rise and with your hands to the singing of the national anthem. Here to perform tonight's national anthem, please welcome members of the Showstoppers Community Service Troupe. Abby Wixton of Wareham, Hunter Moreau and Brianna Lynch of Mattapoisa, Emma Wynot of Fairhaven, and Laura Pereira of New Bedford.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Throwing out the ceremonial first pitch tonight is longtime Gatemen member Bob St. Pierre. Bob received the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award from the Cape Cod Baseball League in 2016 and also received Volunteer of the Year Award from the Gatemen in the 90s. Catching tonight's first pitch is number 6, Brian Packer. When you're ready, Bob, let's see a strike. Here tonight to say those two famous words we've all been waiting to hear, we have Tim Mitchell. Tim just received the 2018 Volunteer of the Year Award from the Wareham Gatemen, a well-deserved award. Play ball! The back hits this evening are Daniel Peters and Michael Samel.
Hello, Gatemen fans, and welcome into another installment of Wareham Gatemen Baseball here on WCTV. It's the Cotuit Kettleers that come into town tonight to face the Gatemen, who stand at 2-0 on the season, the only team on the Cape that can claim that. Mason Fioli will get the start for Wareham tonight. The tall left-hander wearing number 52 in white. Pitched for the Gatemen last year in just 6 appearances. Was the Friday night starter this year at the University of Connecticut with some impressive numbers at 9-2. 2.50 ERA, and 120 strikeouts in just 100 innings pitched for the left-hander. His Huskies lost in the regional final in the Conway Regional to the University of Washington, who will begin their journey in the College World Series in Omaha this week. Gatemen winning a thriller last night, 3-2 over the Harwich Mariners in walk-off fashion. It was Bryant Packard who delivered the walk-off sacrifice fly. It was a back-and-forth game. No team led by 2 runs at any point. It was 1-0 Wareham, then 1-1, 2-1 Wareham, 2-2, and then finished off with a 3-2 win in the bottom of the 9th. Few changes for the Gatemen starting lineup tonight. Oliver Dunn has been inserted. He will play second base and will lead off. Skylar Hunter second and playing center field. Andrew Vaughn at first base bats third. Bryant Packard, the left fielder, cleaning up. Parker Phillips, the designated hitter, behind him. Shortstop, Bryson Stott will bat 6th. Michael Amditas in the lineup tonight at catcher will bat 7th. Austin Shenton, who had a 3-for-4 night last night, will play 3rd and bat 8th. And then Dante Baldelli, the right fielder, will get his first start of the regular season and bat 9th. Fioli is ready to go, and it's a tough mission right off the bat. It's going to be Peyton Burdick, the right fielder, who will get things started for Cotuit. First pitch into him is going to be fouled back for strike 1. Burdick had an electrifying debut on the Cape on Tuesday, in Cotuit's first game. A 10-1 win over the Brewster Whitecaps. He went 4-for-4 with 3 home runs and 7 RBI. He's going to line this one foul down the left field line. And he's behind the count to Fioli, no balls and 2 strikes. (0-2) going to be fouled straight back, and that's where the count will stay. Gatemen will hit the road tomorrow and will play at Falmouth to take on the Commodores, a 6:30 start time. Fioli comes to the set. Here is the 0-2. Looping breaking ball. Not going to find anywhere near the zone, up and away. 4-1. Burdick, a redshirt sophomore at Wright State from Batavia, Ohio. He's the Horizon League Tournament MVP this year, as well as being on the All-Conference first team. Another breaking ball from Fioli, going to be down in the dirt. Does not get Burdick to chase. So the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the first hitter of the game. Here's the 2-2 home. To be swung on and spoiled off to the right, well out of play. Real battle going on from Peyton Burdick. Next pitch he sees will be the 7th of the at-bat. 2-2 the count. Fioli comes home with it. Check swing at a ball in the dirt. They appeal down to first base, and Burdick does go around. So the first batter of the game is a strikeout for Mason Fioli to get things started here tonight. So Burdick retired. Thomas Dillard from Ole Miss will step in from the right-hand side. Another appeal down to first base and another ring up there. So Fioli quickly ahead of the count, 0-1. Second offering to Dillard is going to just miss on the outside corner. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Dillard played on an Ole Miss team, one of the best in school history this year, as they were the number 4 national seed before losing in their own Oxford Regional. He takes that pitch down low for a ball, and now he's ahead of the count, 2-1. Dillard from the University of Mississippi, also from the town of Oxford, so a lot of Ole Miss ties for him. Hit .310 on the year for the Rebels with 13 homers and 59 RBI. And an OPS over 1.002. Going to take that pitch just off the outer half of the plate. And that runs the count full, 3-2 to the number 2 man, Dillard. Full count offering. Swung on and dribbled down the left field line, but foul. So the count staying at 3-2. Set. Here comes the 3-2 once again. Caught on and miss. Dillard goes down swinging, so the first two hitters that Mason Fioli faces, he sets them both down to the dugout swinging. And we've got two down here in the top of the first. So now it'll be Eric Jones, the catcher, stepping in from Davidson from the right-hand side with two out and nobody on as he takes the first pitch for a called strike one. A one home is going to be fouled back. That runs the count to 0-2 very quickly to Eric Jones. Started his year off right on the week of February 26. He was the National Player of the Week. Went 6 for 13 on the weekend with 3 homers. 0-2 to him is going to be tapped towards shortstop. Stott will get it and deliver on to first. And it's a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Mason Fioli. Now the Gatemen will come up for the first time tonight. 0-0 here on WCTV. We're set to start the bottom of the first here. Gatemen getting their first cuts against Zane Collins. Oliver Dunn, who did not play last night, will take the first pitch in there for a strike, leading off the game. Collins had a career night here last year at Spillane Field as he gets done to cut on and miss at this one. He's ahead 0-2. Collins, a complete game shutout in a 2-0 Cotuit victory. A very, very rare occurrence here in the Cape Cod League to come away with that. Dunn off to a hot start this year in his one game. 667 average, doesn't look too bad. 2 for 3 against Chatham on Wednesday. Takes that pitch off the plate, and the count is now at 1-2. Dunn cut on and miss at a pitch away from him, and it's already the third strikeout of the game out of the 4 outs we have seen, and Dunn is the first victim on the Wareham side. Skylar Hunter going to step in now, getting his second start of the year. First pitch he sees he's cutting at, and it's fouled back to the right and out of play. It's a successful season for Hunter and the Purdue Boilermakers. they were able to win the Big Ten tournament. Hunter hit .333 on the year in Indianapolis. He's going to ground this one to second. It's going to be a 4-3 putout for out number 2, Wood to Robertson. And there's 2 gone quickly here in the bottom of the first. So 2 out, no one on base, which is a situation Andrew Vaughn was familiar with last night. His first 2 at-bats, he came up with no one on base and 2 outs. Was unable to get on in either of those. Did have a big hit, though, in the 9th inning. A double that looked like it was going to walk things off for the Gatemen. They held the runner at third, and Bryant Packard, right after him, was able to bring him in on a sacrifice fly. Vaughn swings and chops this one to Wood as well. Over to first, and that's how the inning will end. Gatemen go down 1-2-3. We're through a full frame here at Spillane Field. 0-0 here on WCTV. So ugly in every picture you take of me. To the top of the second we go. It's Will Robertson who will get things started for Cotuit. Left-handed sophomore from Loose Creek, Missouri. Gonna foul this one off, and the count is now at 0-1. The Creighton Blue Jay was an All-Big East first team recipient in 2018. His teammate Isaac Collins, a member of the Wareham Gatemen, and this pitch going to run inside to Robertson. He's going to take it off the thigh, and he is aboard with the first base runner of the game for either team. Robertson to first with nobody out here in the second. Zach Bierman going to step in now, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer. Played his first 2 seasons at Polk State. Was an all-conference member there in 2016. Fioli going to fake the throw over to first there. That gets Robertson leaning and diving back into the bag. Wind starting to blow out towards right field here at Spillane. Could be very beneficial to these left-handed hitters. A lot in the Gatemen lineup. But got one up at the plate right now for Cotuit and Bierman. He is a guy that can leave the yard, hit 13 homers this year in the regular season for Coastal Carolina. He's going to swing and pop this one up, though. It's going to be straight back, and no room for Amditas. It's out of play into the bleachers. Bierman also a guy who can get on base, even though he's got those power numbers. .419 on base percentage for the Chanticleers during the 2018 season. Going lefty on lefty against Fioli here. Offering to him is going to be fouled straight back once again. Fioli comes to the chest. Now here's the 2-strike pitch home. It's going to be fouled off once again towards the school here at Spillane Field. The count remains a 2-strike one. Fioli looks in at the junior from West Bend, Wisconsin. Here's the offering. Breaking ball going to miss down low for a ball, so Bierman going to stay up at the plate here. With nobody out, leadoff man is on. 1-2 is the count. Robertson got there after being hit by a pitch. Fioli's 1-2, fouled straight back and took a plexiglass panel off the fencing in front of the John Wild press box here in Wareham. Looks like our guys at Gatemen Baseball Network will need to put their gloves on if one's coming back there. Plexiglass knocked off. There's the 1-2 home once again. Breaking ball missing down low. Does not get Bierman to bite on it, so the count evens at 2-2. Fioli's 1-2 home. 2-2 is going to be fouled straight back and out of play. That's where the count will stay. Fioli upgraded to the Friday night starter for the Huskies of Yukon this year. It was a great season for them once again, losing out in the regionals to Washington, led by Mason Fioli and another Wareham Gateman from 2017, John Topa, who was an all-star in the Cape League. 2-2 once again, looping breaking ball, just missing it appears, and that's going to run the count full. Looked like an awfully good pitch there from Mason Fioli, but is not going to get the home plate umpire to ring up Bierman. And the battle continues. Cotuit's really made Fioli work here through just one inning. There it is, the swing and a miss that gets Fioli his third strikeout of the day, all of the swinging variety. Bierman goes down, and there is one out here in the top of the second inning. Zach Humphreys, the catcher, going to step in. The Horned Frog of TCU. First pitch swinging, he is going to foul it off towards his own Cotuit dugout. Sophomore is from Midlothian, Texas, near the Metroplex in North Texas. Same hometown as Chris Kyle and former Baylor quarterback Bryce Petty. Fioli started to come to the plate, now throws off to first to check on the runner Robertson, but he is back without a throw, or a tag. He reached on a hit by pitch to start the inning. He's on with one out. Now he's going to be off with the pitch. Throw down to second was behind Dunn, but he is able to get the tag on Robertson, and he is gunned down by Michael Amditas. And now the bases will be clear with 2 outs in the second. So Amditas, who did not get the start last night, was also scratched on Wednesday with a tender throwing arm. Scratched late before putting Luke Roscom into the lineup. Arm looked pretty good right there as he guns down Robertson trying to steal second. And now Fioli ahead of the count 1-2 and is one pitch away from getting out of the inning. Here's the 1-2 home. Defensive swing, and it's going to be fouled straight back. Humphreys comes from a baseball family. 2 of his brothers played at Texas Tech, and his brother Mike actually played 4 Major League seasons with both the New York Yankees and San Diego Padres. Humphreys going to foul this one off again, once again down that left field line, and he stays in there with the count at 1-2. One-two home again. Check swing, fouls off to the right and into the bleachers out of play. So another one of these pesky at-bats put together in the first inning in 2/3 by the Kettleers. Only one base runner, but they're really making the left-handed Mason Fioli work. Here's the 1-2 home again. Swung on, this one's put in play into center field, and coming in on it is Skylar Hunter, and he will make the out that retires the side. Inning and a half in the books here at Spillane. 0-0 our score here on WCTV. To the bottom of the second, Zane Collins cruised through the first inning. 1-2-3 went the Gatemen, a strikeout, and then 2 grounders to second base. And it's last night's hero, Bryant Packard, coming in from the left-hand side. A big swing and a miss at a first pitch and a ball inside. Packard came through with the sacrifice fly that won the game last night over the Harwich Mariners. Looking to build off that as he ducks out of the way of this Collins pitch that evens the count at a ball and a strike. 1-1 is going to be pounded on the inside corner for a strike, so now it is 1-2 to Packard. Collins to the set, comes home. And this pitch going to miss inside. Looked like Packard was just trying to get out of the way of that one. We thought from out here it might have nicked him, but it does not. So he stays up there with a 2-2 count. Collins ready to go again. 2-2 is going to be bounced on the ground to second. It's a lot of work early there for Wood as he throws on to Robertson, the third put out for him today. And there's one gone here in the second. Now it's going to be Austin Peay's Parker Phillips who will step up to the plate. Good night last night, an RBI double and a run scored for the Gatemen. The junior from Clarksville, Tennessee, in to face Collins here. First pitch to him, going to be a nice looping breaking ball on the outside corner. Tough one for Phillips to handle even if he had swung. It's a called strike one to the big right-hander. Second pitch missing up high, so the count evens at a ball and a strike. With one out and nobody on here in the second inning in a scoreless game. Phillips, a freshman All-American in 2017 at Austin Peay. This pitch going to buzz in there for a strike, so now he's behind in the count 1-2. And a swing and a miss. It is corralled by the catcher there, so Phillips is down swinging. And it's been 5 up, 5 down for Zane Collins so far today. Bryson Stott, the shortstop, will step in for the Gatemen out of UNLV. First pitch going to miss for a ball, 1-0. Stott just 250 so far, 2 for 8 on the year. He's going to take this one inside for a ball, and he is now and a nice hitter's count here. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 is going to run outside to Stott, so now the count at 3-0 for the man who had a 442 OBP for the running Rebels of UNLV this year. This pitch going to find the inside corner, raising his arms there with Stott, but to no avail for the home plate umpire. It is a strike, and it runs the count to 3-1. This one going to miss down and in, so Stott will walk down to first base, taking ball 4, and with him a 2-out walk to keep the inning alive. 2-out man on first. Michael Amditis, the catcher, will step in. Amditis, the junior from the University of Miami, take the first pitch, and it will just miss off that outside corner. Pitchers for Wareham and Cotuit have not been able to get that strike called so far today. See how that changes the strategy going forward. 1-0 is the count to Amditis. Virtually the same spot, just a little lower, and that time it is called a strike to the Wareham catcher, evens the count at 1-1. Amditis missed a lot of time this year due to injuries, played just 21 games for the Hurricanes, as Collins checks over at first. Disappointing season for Miami, who missed the postseason for the second year in a row after a 44-year streak of making the postseason in college baseball. Amditis awaits the 1-1. Here it is. Runs outside, and that makes the count 2-1. Collins home with the 2-1. That's going to find the outside corner. Called strike, evens the count at 2-2. Amditis was only able to manage a .225 average and 14 RBI in his 21 games with the Hurricanes this season. They got the runner picked off here, but the throw down to second is going to be high, and getting down there is Bryson Stott. So he took off a bit too early. They picked off over, but Stott able to get down to second base and a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the Wareham second.
Yeah, we don't really need it on runner. I'm going to go to batter right now. We have
Collins, though, one pitch from getting out of this. The 2-2 home to Amditis. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Amditis goes down looking and leaves Stott at second base. We're through 2 full now here at Spillane. Still scoreless here on WCTV. Bo Brundage going to get things started here for Cotuit in their half of the third. The left-hander going to take a pitch for a called strike one. Brundage, a sophomore from Buford, Georgia, and the University of Portland, finds himself now behind in the count 0-2. Brundage with an impressive season for the Waves, 378 in 53 games. Just one homer, 24 RBI. This one they're going to check. He did go around, and the tag will complete the strikeout, which is already the fourth of the game for Mason Fioli, all swinging. And there is one down here in the top of the third inning. Fioli has not allowed a hit yet, just one base runner on a hit by pitch. So this one's going to run up high. The first pitch is to Adam Oviedo, the shortstop, and another Horned Frog of Texas Christian for Cotuit, 2 in the lineup today. He swings and pops this one up into short right field. It's Vaughn going out, and coming in is Baldelli, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Two up, 2 down here in the top of the third inning. Fioli has faced the minimum as the one base runner he allowed, Robertson, on a hit by pitch, was thrown out trying to steal second base by Michael Amditas. First offering is going to miss inside to the second baseman, Corey Wood, junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. We'll take this one up high as well. He's ahead of the count, 2-0. Fioli coming home. 2-0 is going to find the strike zone. He's back in the at-bat here. It's 2-1. Wood last year in 2017, the Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year for Coastal Carolina, with the defending national champions at the time. Going to take this pitch on the corner for a called strike 2. So now with 2 outs and the base is empty, it's 2-2 to the second baseman, Corey Wood, who also wears number 2, so they're all over the board here. A called strike 3 on a looping breaking ball. The 5th of the game for Mason Fioli, who has faced the minimum through 3 here at Spillane Field. 0-0 here on WCTV. Third we go in a scoreless tie. Austin Shenton, the third baseman, will step in for his first at-bat today. Takes the first pitch down low for ball 1. It's a nice night for the Wareham third baseman last night. Shenton went 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Might have saw our sideline reporter Mary Orders interview him in the pregame as he lifts this one to left field. Ranging back there is Dillard, and he will make the running catch for out number 1. Shenton is retired on just 2 pitches. Just one base runner for each team, a hit by pitch for Robertson and Cotuit, and then a 2-out walk for Bryson Stott last inning, so still no hits to speak of for either team today. Dante Baldelli out of Boston College will look to change that. He takes that pitch down low for a ball. This one going to miss outside to Baldelli as well, so 2-0. He's ahead of the count. Out of the 4 Baldelli brothers, 3 of them played college baseball. The only one that didn't was Dante's brother Rocco, who instead played 8 years in the major leagues after being drafted number 6 overall out of high school, nicknamed the Woonsocket Rocket from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Collins working back in the count here as that pitch was cut on and missed, and it evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two home. Swing and a miss from Baldelli, and the number 9 man goes down swinging, and that is 2 up and 2 down here in the 3rd inning for Zane Collins. Oliver Dunn, the Utah Ute, will step up, showing bunt and lays down a bunt. Charging in is the 3rd baseman Jones. Throw across the diamond is picked out, and they will get him by just a step. And it's another 3 up, 3 down here for the Gatemen in the 3rd inning. We head to the 4th, scoreless on WCTV. I thought I was bad at winking. Jesus Christ.
Sean and Eric. Jason, you guys swap right
Hit me with it.
now. And then once Trevor comes back up, I will.
Back to the top of the order to start off the 4th inning for the Kettleers. Peyton Burdick will get things started. Takes this first pitch outside for ball 1. Burdick put together a good at-bat in the 1st inning, but struck out swinging. Really made Mason Fioli work, though. So this pitch down in the dirt will miss as well, so 2-0 now to Burdick, who hit .378 on the year. 347 on the year as he pops this one up left field. It's Packard started out, now comes in, and he will make the out for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. Burdick, who had the great debut, 4 for 4 on opening night, is now 0 for 2 tonight. So now Dillard will step in. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout as well. Falls behind in the count now, 0-1. Thomas Dillard from Mississippi. This pitch going to find the corner as well, so now it is 0-2 to Dillard, who hit .310 on the year for the Rebels. 0-2 home to him. Cut on and miss, strike 3. So for the 2nd time today, Thomas Dillard will go down swinging at the hands of Mason Fioli. And there's quickly 2 outs here in the Cotuit half of the 4th in a quick moving game here from Spillane Field. Now it'll be Eric Jones, the catcher, stepping in from Charlotte, North Carolina. This pitch missing off, and the count is now at a ball and no strikes. 1-0 home to him. Will miss again, so now the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Eric Jones was named to the Johnny Bench Award watch list this year, was also second team All-Atlantic 10 Conference. He pops this one up behind the plate. Amditas ranging, throws the mask out of the way, and is able to catch it in front of the padding behind home plate, and will put it away for the out. That retires the side. Jones goes down. We are through 3.5 here at Spillane Field, still scoreless. And now we go to the bottom half of the 4th. Skylar Hunter will get things started for the Gatemen. It's been a tough night at the plate for the Gatemen today. No hits just yet. Only have 1 base runner and a hit by pitch. That was back in the 2nd inning. It was a base on balls that was able to get him on. This one is going to have to be tracked down nicely by Bo Brundage in center field. A running catch to retire Hunter for out number 1. Hunter 0 for 2 today. This will pave the way for Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman, who's hitting 3rd tonight, with no one on base for him and 1 out. Vaughn with all kinds of accolades this year, the Pac-12 Player of the Year, finalist for the Golden Spikes Award for the best player in college baseball, puts a ride into this one, and this will be the first hit of the day. It's over Brundage's head and all the way to the wall, 412 in center, and a stand-up double. The line keeps on moving for Andrew Vaughn, and he keeps on hitting. With 1 out, he will stand at second, and the Gatemen have a runner in scoring position on their first hit of the day off Zane Collins. Something that the Gatemen did not have the benefit of having against Collins last year when he shut them out. They didn't have a guy like Andrew Vaughn in the middle of the lineup, who now has 2 doubles to his name in 3 games, as well as a grand slam in Chatham on opening night. Bryant Packard will step up to the plate. Had an RBI and a run scored in last night's win over the Mariners. And hit .406 on the year for the ECU Pirates. He's going to let this pitch run low and inside, and he is ahead of the count now. 2 balls and no strikes to Zane Collins. Packard also knocked in 50 RBI on the year for East Carolina. He's got an RBI chance here with a man at second and 1 out. This pitch, a check swing from Packard, but a ball in the dirt. Finally, the appeal down to third rules that he was safe in that. So it is 3-0 now to Bryant Packard. Collins looks in. 3-0, taking all the way, is on the inside corner for a strike. Packard grounded out to second in the second inning and is only at bat tonight for the Gatemen. Collins appears back at second, now comes home. This ball well outside and in the dirt for ball 4. It's the second walk allowed by Collins today. And Packard will reach base, and the Gatemen are suddenly threatening after seemingly getting nothing off Zane Collins in the first 3 innings. Andrew Vaughn doubles, Bryant Packard walks, and there's runners at first and second with just 1 out. It's going to be Parker Phillips, designated hitter, to stand in. Collins' first pitch to him. It's swung on and it's popped up into short center field. Calling off everyone is Brundage. Very shallow, no advance from either runner. So a productive out there for Zane Collins, not for Parker Phillips. As both runners have to stay put, and there's still men at first and second, but now 2 outs in the Gatemen half of the 4th. Austin Stott going to step up to the plate now. Bryson Stott, the shortstop. From UNLV, was the only Gateman to reach base before this inning. He went on with a walk in his first plate appearance. Keeps a patient eye there from the left-hand side of the plate as he takes that pitch just off the plate for ball 1. Second one going to run outside to the running rebel, Austin Stott. Now the count at 2-0. Both Bryson's parents also attended UNLV. His dad was a quarterback on the Running Rebels football team from 1989 to 91. His mom was a cheerleader for the team. Their son fouls one off straight back and out of play. Makes the count 2-1 to the Gatemen shortstop with 2 outs. And runners at first and second for Wareham. Their first threat of the day off Zane Collins, looking to do something they were unable to do against him last year, and that's score a run. Pitch to him on the outside corner for a called strike. A good buzz ball there from Zane Collins. That will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 gone in the Wareham half of the 4th inning. Bryson Stott looking to keep things alive. Here's the 2-2. Going to miss just a bit high on the inside corner there. That'll run the count to 3-2. And now some defensive assignments called out by Zach Humphreys, the catcher, as the count runs full. Collins, glove to his chest, looks down. Here's the payoff pitch to Bryson Stott. Going to be grounded fair down the first base line, and it's gloved by Robertson, who will take it to the bag himself, 3 unassisted, and the Gatemen squander their first opportunity of the game, leave 2 on base, and it's still scoreless as we head to the 5th on WCTV. As we head to the Cotuit half of the 5th inning, still 0-0 our score, but the night is done for Mason Fioli. He will come out and will be relieved by Connor Lunn from USC. Solid night to say the least for Fioli. In 4 innings pitched, faced the minimum 12 batters, no hits allowed, just 1 base runner who was thrown out trying to steal second, and 6 strikeouts for Fioli tonight in a stellar first start to the 2018 season. Lunn comes in and will get a ground ball here from Robertson, and Dunn will do the underhand flip over to first for out number 1 here in the 5th. So Robertson retired. Zach Bierman, the designated hitter, will come up now. The Coastal Carolina Chanticleer is 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging against Mason Fioli in the 2nd inning. Connor Lunn, it was a tough start for him in 2017. He went just 0-3 with a 4.54 ERA for the Trojans. Buzzes that pitch in there for a strike, but the numbers got substantially better in his sophomore campaign in 2018, 2-2, and the ERA under 3 at 2.97, 32 strikeouts and 30 1/3 innings pitched. This one's going to be fouled off to the left side and will go out of play for strike. Count is at 0-2 to Zach Bierman, the designated hitter. Lunn takes the ball now back on the rubber. Right-hander looks in. Comes home with the 0-2 to Bierman. Check swing, but it's going to be fouled straight back. So he will stay alive. Count stays at 0-2. Zach Bierman played in the Northwoods League last summer for the Lakeshore Chinooks, before coming to Cotuit of the Cape League here in 2018. 1-2 from Connor Lunn. That one's going to miss outside. Runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both Lunn's mother and brother also went to USC, so a Trojan connection in the family for sure. As Lunn comes wind up, here's the pitch. This one's going to be looped into left field, and it is going to drop between the shortstop Stott and Bryant Packard in left field, as that one just finds a way to get down, and it's the first hit of the ball game for the Cotuit Kettleers. Zach Bierman with a 2-strike single to left field with 1 out here in the 5th. So what would have been a combined no-hitter gone for the Gatemen. I say that because Connor Lunn knows a thing or two about that. He was part of a combined no-hitter over Utah and Oliver Dunn, his Gateman teammate, for USC back on March 20th. Pounds this pitch in there for a strike. Count at no balls and a strike here to the catcher, Zach Humphreys. Humphreys 0 for 1 today, flew out to center his first time up. In danger now of going 0 for 2 as he's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. It's a disappointing end for Humphreys Horned Frogs and TCU this year. Battling to get into the tournament, knew they needed to win the Big 12 tournament championship, but fell to arch rivals Baylor in the championship game. They held a 1-run lead in the 9th inning, but a defensive miscue in right field allowed the tying run to score for the Bears, and they walked it off in the 11th. 1-2 now the count to Humphreys. Pitch home to him is going to be cut on and flown out towards left center, but it's going to be the center fielder Hunter coming on. Looks down the runner between first and second for the second out here in the Cotuit half of the 5th inning. Portland's Bo Brundage will come up now, the center fielder. Struck out against Mason Fioli in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1 today. First pitch to him is going to be fouled back behind him. Count now goes to 0-1. Brundage is an MLB draft pick, was picked in the 38th round by the Philadelphia Phillies in 2015 before heading off to Portland for college baseball. Looks at that one rise up high for a ball. Count evens at a ball and a strike. He's got plenty of baseball ties too. His dad, Dave Brundage, is the manager of the Sacramento River Cats, AAA affiliates, last stop before the San Francisco Giants. Is this one going to float outside for a ball? And it's now Brundage ahead of the count 2-1. A .945 OPS for Brundage. Led his Portland Waves team. Big swing and a miss at a pitch there. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The man on first via the first hit of the game for Cotuit, Zach Bierman. Chance to be erased here by Connor Lunn on one pitch. He instead will try to keep him honest at first base and throw over. Corralled by Vaughn there on a high throw. 0-0 our score here in the top of the 5th. Man on first. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs to Bo Brundage, the center fielder. Lunn with the 2-2. Just missing off the outer half. Lunn really wanted that call, so did the rest of the Gatemen. So it looked like Bryson Stott was ready to head back into the dugout from his shortstop position, but the inning will continue. It's a full count to the Kettleers center fielder. He's going to swing and hit this one into center field. Ranging over there is Hunter. Moving to his left will corral it, and that will end the inning. 4.5 done. We're halfway through here at Spillane Field. Still scoreless on WCTV. Hot dog. Just toss it. Thanks. Michael Amditas going to step in here. The Gatemen half of the 5th inning. Takes that pitch for a ball, 1-0. Next pitch is swung on and lifted to center field, but it's Brundage who will come in, stop, and make the catch for a quick out number 1 for Zane Collins, who is out for his 5th inning of work. He's just allowed 1 hit to the Gatemen today, a double by Andrew Vaughn last inning. Austin Shenton, third baseman, lefty on lefty. He's going to swing at the first pitch and line this one out to the gap, and this will drop in for a base hit. Getting it in quickly, the right fielder there, but it will be just the second hit of the game for the Gatemen as it dropped in front of Burdick. And with one out, they have a man at first in the person of Austin Shenton. Dante Baldelli will step in, struck out swinging his last time up. Swing and a miss up high for ball one. Baldelli had just one home run on the year for Boston College, but it was a very important one. It was a walk-off versus Virginia Tech on March 25th for the Eagles. Going to take this pitch outside, and the hitter's count now 2-0. Other than that, just a .235 average for Baldelli on the year, 21 RBI, a .359 on base percentage, as we have a meeting at the mound going on between the pitching coach, Zane Collins, and his catcher, Zach Humphreys. Gatemen at 2-0 on the year, looking to make it a perfect 3-for-3 tonight. They're the only team on the Cape with a 2-0 record because of the multiple rainouts last night. 3 in all. There was only 2 games on the Cape last night, and one of them was a tie, so the Gatemen the only winners a night ago. This one going to bounce in the dirt in front of Humphreys, and Shenton will hold at first from the counsel of Dante Baldelli. Pitch down to Baldelli is down low, so the 3-1 misses for ball 4. And the number 9 man is going to be walked here by Collins. The third free pass issued by the left-handed starter from Wright State. And now for the second straight inning, there's 2 men on base for Wareham. In the top of the order coming up, Oliver Dunn, the second baseman. Some signs being given by Zach Humphreys out to his infield. In front of Dunn, who was 0 for 2 today, a strikeout in the first. And then trying to bunt his way on in the third, was thrown out 5-3. This pitch going to roll up the line. Humphreys able to corral it up that third base line, but it misses for ball 1, 1-0. Runners lead off of first and second. This pitch going to miss down low to Oliver Dunn, who is now ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Has found his way to get on base this year. .426 on base percentage for the Utes in the regular season. So take this pitch in there for a strike on a fastball from Collins. Count at 2-1. Collins looks in, 2-1 home. It's going to be on the ground to second. Wood with a tough hop will get it over to second for 1. No chance on at first base. Robertson tries to sell the call at first, but nothing doing. 2 gone here in the frame. Gatemen will have runners on the corners. Skylar Hunter going to try and keep this inning alive, with the first run of the game standing just 90 feet away, as more signs come from Humphreys to this Cotuit infield. More than we've seen from pretty much any Cape League team in the early going of the season. Getting things set up hitter by hitter. This one going to be pounded in there for a strike. So 0-1 the count with 2 gone in the 5th inning. Hunter swings, and this one a hot shot down the third base line, but it's the third baseman Jones who is able to corral it off the grass for a beautiful catch that will end the inning. 5 in the books here at Spillane Field. Still scoreless here on WCTV. How was your interview? Who was it with? Ian?
Try it. It might be better. Try it. Don't be embarrassed. Try it.
I've never seen a hot dog look like that.
Try it. Shut your eyes off. Like, cut it.
You can mark them whenever. I'd say
Try it.
Shut up.
right when you start to line up.
Shut
So you get just don't press the play button.
Shouldn't I be saying that?
Mark out once that will make you automatic.
If you ever did it,
Right now. Okay. You mark out right now.
I guess we'll find out.
So only
Still on
mark
them.
on 5.
Prime time. Okay. I am too, so.
Are you good at cuddling? Do you like cuddling?
Yeah, but I don't wear clothes to bed, so.
What?
Yeah, but I don't wear clothes to
Good.
bed.
Do you guys know if they brought popcorn?
I don't think we got popcorn.
Adam Oviedo will get things started for Cotuit in the top of the 6th inning in what is still a scoreless tie as Connor Lund sees his 2nd inning of relief. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Oviedo's 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right field back in the 3rd inning. Just his 2nd at bat here in the 6th. Breaking ball he cuts on and misses at. So it is 0-2 now, quickly ahead of the shortstop from Texas Christian. Oh-2 is going to miss just on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes now to Oviedo. Lund looks in. Here is the 1-2 home. It's going to be lifted into right field. Baldelli will settle under it. And there's 2 up, 2 down here in the Cotuit half of the 6th inning. So with 1 down, Corey Wood, the 2nd baseman, will come up. Another guy 0 for 1 today. A backwards K given to him. He struck out looking against Mason Fioli. His first time at the plate. Wood, after being the Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year in 2017, 3rd team All-American this past year in 2018 for the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. He's ahead of the count now to Connor Lund, 2 balls and no strikes. Sophomore from Raleigh awaits the 2-0 home. Upstairs and away, so 3-0 now. Lund is well behind Corey Wood here. 3-0 home, taking all the way, and it's upstairs for ball 4. So back-to-back innings for each team. The number 9 man reaches on a walk. Dante Baldelli for the Gatemen. And now Corey Wood for the Kettleers. Peyton Burdick will see his 3rd at-bat of the night. 0 for 2 today. This pitch going to be in there for a strike. The 0 for 2 was a strikeout in the 1st inning, a fly to left in the 4th inning. Obviously, both of those off of Mason Fioli, so his first look at Connor Lund tonight. Owen won the count to the big right fielder and leadoff man with some serious pop in that black bat. pitch, a comebacker up the middle. Stott will dive to corral it. Throw on to first is not going to be in time. Barely saving that ball from going into the outfield for a solid single. And almost getting Burdick at first. So it'll be first and second here with one out in the sixth. As the Kettleers looking to bring home the first runs of the game for either team. Thomas Dillard will be the man who will come up now, the Ole Miss Rebel. Made the most of his RBI opportunities during the year, 59 of them for the Rebels. Gonna swing and launch this one foul off to the left and out of play. For Cotuit, the 16-time champions of the Cape League. Most recent title in 2013. The famous alumni list that reads like Jason Kipnis, Will Clark, former Cy Young winner Scott Erickson, and Chase Utley. Pitch to Dillard is going to be lifted to left. Starting out now, coming in is Packard, and will make the catch on the run in front of him. And now there are two out, no advance from either runner. It will come down to Eric Jones, the third baseman who made the great play in the last half inning. Try and keep this inning alive for the Kettleers. So 2 men on and 2 men gone for Cotuit in the sixth. Lund steps off the mound, now back on. Jones, the Davidson Wildcat, second team All-Atlantic 10 this year with a .333 average on the regular season. Also piled in 11 homers and 60 RBI for Davidson. First pitch missing down low for a ball, 1-0. Lund, glove to the chest. Now home. And this is going to be swung on and missed for a strike. Throw behind the runner at second. Oliver Dunn nowhere near the bag to apply the tag. Just trying to keep Wood honest there at second. 2 outs. The count is a ball and a strike to Eric Jones. Lund looks back, now comes home. This pitch going to be down in the dirt, corralled by Amditas. Looks down to possibly throw down to second once again, will not. And we stay with 2 men on base with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Lund getting more methodical with that man on second. Comes home. This one's going to be rifled into right field, a base hit. They're waving Wood around. The throw coming in from Baldelli will be late, and the run will score. Throw down to second will get the hitter Jones, but an RBI single for him with a first run of the game. The Kettleers take a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th on WCTV.
How many hits were there that inning?
2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. into the 6th inning here on WCTV. The Kettleers able to take the lead in the top half. 1-0 is our score. Andrew Vaughn will lead things off against a new pitcher for the Kettleers. First pitch runs inside for a ball. It's Colby White from Pearl River Junior College. Will be transferring to Mississippi State for the 2019 season. Made 20 appearances this year. No starts for him, but a 5-2 record. But an ERA over 6. He's behind the count now, 2-0 to the always dangerous Andrew Vaughn. 2-0 to him, doesn't want any part as this one runs inside as well. 3-0 the count to Vaughn. This one going to just miss outside on 3-0, and Vaughn will get down there with a walk to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So leadoff man on, Bryant Packard at the plate. It's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to second in the 2nd, and then walked back in the 4th inning. This pitch going to miss on the outside corner for a ball. While that ERA was pretty high for Colby White this year, he did have 51 strikeouts in just 31 innings pitched. This one going to miss outside to Packard. One and one the count to the Wareham left fielder. This pitch just going to miss here. Packard now ahead of the count, 2-1. White really trying to pound that outside corner, misses on it once again, so it's 3-1 to the ECU Pirate. 3-1 home to Packard. He's going to foul this one off to the left and out of play. Count now full at 3-2. The man who had an OPS over 1 in the regular season this year in 55 games, 1.113 for the Pirates. Also had a 30-game hitting streak through the year, which is the ECU school record. Full count offering is going to miss down low, and Packard for the 2nd time today will get on with a free pass. So with no one out here in the 6th inning, back-to-back walks gives the Gatemen runners at 1st and 2nd, and will give the Kettleers a conference at the mound. Infield in on the meeting. Colby White has struggled, has not had that strikeout swing and miss stuff that he had for Pearl River Junior College this year. Instead, walks the first 2 guys he faces. The Gatemen, in a shutdown inning here for Cotuit, are trying to even the score, as the Kettleers were able to get one across in the top half of the 6th inning. Came on an RBI single by their 3rd baseman. Jones was able to single in the first run of the game. So now Parker Phillips, designated hitter, will try and keep things moving for the Gatemen in their half of the 6th inning. Designated hitter from Austin P today is 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out to first. That pitch in there for a strike to him.
No, that's good. I want bullpen.
He had quite a day in April in a doubleheader against Eastern Kentucky, did Phillips. 6 for 8 with 5 home runs, including a grand slam mixed in there, 10 RBI. That's what you call a day at the plate as he takes this one inside for a ball. Count at 1-1. That contributed greatly to his 19 home runs on the year. Good for 5th in the entire nation. Takes a big home run cut there, but unable to connect. And he is now behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. To the new pitcher, Colby White, in his first inning of work. White ready to the belt, pitching out of the stretch. Looks back at second, now comes home with it. This one low and outside, nowhere close to the strike zone. So now Phillips has the count even for him at 2 balls and 2 strikes, with nobody out and 2 men on base for the Gatemen. Phillips pops one up to left field. Ranging over there is Dillard, but it will be Brundage, the center fielder, who will come in and get it and fire it back into the infield quickly. So once again, no advance for the runners at first and second. And that's where they will stay with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Bryson Stott, the shortstop, will come up here with 1 out. Gatemen have only gotten 1 man to third base in the game today. Came in the 5th inning. 0-1 now, the count to Stott. Other than that, the Gatemen have left 5 base runners through their first 5 innings at the plate. Find themselves trailing 1-0. Stott going to foul this one off as well, out of play. Out by Wareham High School, off to the left. It's the count now at 0-2 for the shortstop Stott. Was just hitting .250 coming into today. Did walk back in the 2nd inning. He's going to foul this one off to nearly the same spot. The count will stay at 0-2 to the Wareham shortstop.
Can we get 1 on the batter?
Stott hit .365 on the year. 4 homers and 32 RBI for UNLV. The 0-2 home to him is going to miss up high, does not get Stott to chase. So now the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Here is the 1-2 comebacker, could be 2. They get it onto the shortstop covering second for 1. Throw on to first is unable to be corralled by Robertson. Would have been a tough pick for him. And Stott able to reach on a fielder's choice. 1-6-3 on it. They do get 1 out, but runners are at the corners here with 2 outs for the 2nd inning in a row for the Gatemen. Michael Amditas, the catcher, 0 for 2 today. Trying to bring home the first run of the night for the Gatemen, who trail 1-0 here on WCTV. I'm Cameron Stewart, bringing you the broadcast tonight. Amditas going to waste the first pitch offered to him, fouls it straight back. Count now goes to 0-1. Just 14 RBI in 21 games for Amditas in the 2018 season for Miami. Will need a single to bring one in here as he shoots this through the gap on the right side, a base hit. Vaughn will score. Going over to third is Stott. He is in there. Now down to second is Amditas. He's in there too. It'll be a double for Michael Amditas, and the Gatemen have tied the score at 1 here in the 6th inning. So Michael Amditas comes through. And in a shutdown inning, Colby White cannot keep the Gatemen off the scoreboard, and because of that, the Kettleers are going to go to their bullpen here. We'll bring you the new pitcher and the rest of the inning when we come back here on WCTV. Big cut and a miss there from Austin Shenton. 2-1 our score as the Gatemen are able to advance a run home on a wild pitch. First pitch Brian Smith threw out of the bullpen. This pitch going to be in there for a strike. Now the count at 1-2 to Shenton. He's 3 for 4 last night. He's 1 for 2 today. Lefty home. Shenton going to foul this one straight back. Count stays at 1-2. So now Amditas will be the man at third after Stott comes home on the wild pitch. He leads off at 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. This pitch low and away to Shenton. Count now runs to 2-2. Shenton, the .344 average during the regular season for Florida International. Big swing and a miss there. He goes down swinging. So Smith does get the only man he faces, but a run comes home, and the Gatemen have a 2-1 lead after 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th here on WCTV. Back ready to go here in the top of the 7th inning. Gatemen get 2 back and take a 2-1 lead. Jonathan Robertson, the first baseman, will lead things off. The 3rd inning of relief for Connor Lunn. He fouls this one straight back. No balls and a strike. First baseman from Creighton, 0 for 1 today, was also hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to Oliver Dunn at second base in the 5th. This pitch going to run low and outside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Lund wind up, comes home with it. This one going to be fouled off to the left and out of play. Count now goes to 1-2. Lund looks in. Here's the 1-2 home. This one going to reach Dunn again on a couple hops, and it's the second 4-3 putout of the night that Robertson has hit himself into, and there's one gone here in the 7th inning. So Robertson down. Zach Bierman, the designated hitter, will step up now with 1 out and no one on base. Pitch going to find its way into the strike zone. Called strike. 0-1 the count to Bierman. Second offering to him is going to be popped up sky high on the infield. Coming in is Vaughn on the first base line. Looks like just into foul territory, he's able to make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down here in the Cotuit half of the 7th inning. Zach Humphreys going to come up now. Last ditch opportunity in the 7th inning for the Kettleers. Humphreys, a guy who was thrown into the fire as a freshman in 2017 for TCU when their Golden Spikes finalist Lucan Baker broke his hand. And Humphreys became the everyday DH for the Horned Frogs, and Jim Schlossnagel hit 267 on the year. Finds himself down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Average took a dip this year down in Fort Worth, 225 for Humphreys. No homers and 27 RBI out of the Big 12. This pitch just going to miss off the outside corner, a pitch that Lund really wanted. Unhittable one for Humphreys. Because of that, it is a ball. Count at 1-2. One-two home. Going to be reached out towards short right. Dunn going to move back onto the outfield grass and make the catch. That retires the side. We're through 6.5 here from Spillane. Gatemen have a 2-1 lead here on WCTV. to the bottom of the 7th. Gatemen holding on to a 2-1 lead and coming up to bat in their half of the inning. Dante Baldelli was the scheduled leadoff hitter of this inning, but we've got a lefty striding up to the plate now. So it looks like we will have a pinch hitter for Wareham. Since we're out in left field, we're going to have to wait for that to be announced. Dom Clementi, Michigan Wolverine, will step in Baldelli's place and will most likely assume his duties in right field as well. Let's pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Baldelli was 0 for 1 today to draw a walk back in the 5th inning. This pitch going to miss up high. Count now evens at a ball and a strike. We have a new pitcher on for the Kettleers as well, Joe Boyle, the freshman from Notre Dame, will come in, a very highly touted right-hander. This pitch on the outside corner for another called strike, 1-2. The website Perfect Game ranked him the number 2 freshman in America going into this 2018 season for the Fighting Irish, out of Goshen, Kentucky. Big cut and a miss there, so in Clementi's first at-bat of the night, he strikes out swinging. And an easy first out there for Joe Boyle. Oliver Dunn up now, second baseman from the University of Utah, will step in. Top of the order for the Gatemen. He's going to spoil this one off to the left, out of play. Long looking here. This one going to run outside to Dunn. It's now the count at 2 balls and a strike. Dunn 0 for 3 today. Takes a strike there. That evens the count at 2-2 with 1 out and nobody on base. The junior from Salt Lake City. All Pac-12 honorable mention this year for the University of Utah. He's going to foul this one straight back into the fence behind home plate once again. Evens the count at 2-2. Pitch home. Dunn is not going to be able to check his swing there, and he will go down swinging. So 2 men faced by Boyle, 2 swinging strikeouts, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Gatemen in their half of the 7th inning. Skylar Hunter, the center fielder, taking a big cut at the first pitch he sees, and a ball low and in the dirt. So he's unable to connect with that for strike 1. He's 0 for 3 today. Last time up, he was robbed at third base. As that one goes for strike 2 on the foul. This one just going to miss here. A ball and 2 strikes to Hunter. Hunter, the sophomore from Hood River, Oregon, hit .333 for the Purdue Boilermakers this year. Is going to dribble this one foul down the right field line. 1-2, still in the count to Hunter. Boyle the look in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, so it's 3 up, 3 down. The side struck out in order there for the Gatemen. We go to the 8th inning, 2-1 Wareham. You're watching on WCTV. On to the 8th inning here at Spillane Field. It's still Connor Lunn out on the mound. He's facing Bo Brundage, the center fielder, who fouls the first pitch off to the left and out of play for strike one. Lunn has been working for the Gatemen since the 5th inning, giving up the 1 run today in relief of Mason Fioli. Pounds that pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2 is now the count. Lunn looks in, wind up, 0-2. We bounce to second base. Oliver Dunn starts back on it and will throw over to Vaughn at first for out number 1 here in the 8th inning. The number 8 man, Adam Oviedo. Shortstop will come up to hit. One out here in the 8th. No one on base for Cotuit, who had a 1-0 lead in this game. Now 2-1 Gatemen as Oviedo swings and misses at that pitch low and in the dirt. Freshman from beautiful Grandview, Texas. Another one of those North Texas towns, staying close to home and playing in Fort Worth. One home to him. 0-1 home to him is going to miss for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Oviedo did not record a home run on the year, hit .228. It still drove in 25 runs for the Horned Frogs. Bounced this one foul over the Kettleer dugout. Count now at 1-2. Right-hander from USC delivering home to the right-hander from TCU. The Horned Frog is going to line it to left. It's the new right fielder, Dom Clemente, who goes and gets it for out number 2 of the inning. Now it'll come down to Corey Wood, the second baseman from Coastal Carolina. Represents the last shot for the Kettleers in the 8th inning of a 2-1 game. Oh for 1 is Wood today. He struck out looking back in the 3rd. He was able to get on with a walk, though, in the 6th. And would score the only run on the day for the Kettleers. He's going to hit this one on the ground to short. Stott backs up, long throw across the diamond. Gets him just in time. A nice play there by Bryson Stott to retire the side. 7.5 done now. 2-1 Gatemen in the lead here on WCTV. To the bottom of the 8th, it's Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman, leading things off for the Gatemen. The Cal Golden Bear is 1 for 2 today. Doubled back in the 4th, walked in the 6th. He's going to rifle this one into left center field for a base hit over the leaping Oviedo. And he is aboard with a leadoff single against the new Cotuit pitcher. That's number 34, Henry Ryan from North Carolina, Wilmington. Ryan had originally committed to UNC Chapel Hill, but instead of being a Tar Heel, became a Seahawk. And in 17 appearances this year, he was 3-0 with a 1.11 ERA. And hitters hit just 145 against Henry Ryan. A good start, though, for Andrew Vaughn in this inning, as Bryant Packer, the left fielder, takes one for a strike on the outside corner. Packard 0 for 1 today. He's drawn 2 walks, though, 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. He's going to take a low pitch and foul this one off to the left, well out of play. Long look in here from Ryan. Now going to snap throw over to first base. Vaughn dives back in there safely. Packard no stranger to getting on base with the 2 walks tonight. .462 on base percentage in the regular season for ECU. Diving back once again is Andrew Vaughn on the pickoff throw. When Ryan comes home, it'll be an 0-2 offering to Bryant Packard. Here it is. Packard going to bounce this one to Oviedo. It's short. He tries to backhand it, and it gets by him into left field for a base hit. Vaughn pushing the envelope, going to try to get to third. Throw is going to elude the third baseman, Jones. He is into third, and now Packard down to second on the errant throw. And with nobody out, the Gatemen have 2 men in scoring position, trying to extend their 2-1 lead. So now Parker Phillips will come up with 2 men in scoring position for the Gatemen. Looking to get a little insurance for Wareham. A meeting at the mound here between Henry Ryan and Zach Humphreys, his catcher. It was a very risky play by Vaughn to go to third there. Dillard had come in and had a pretty high percentage throw over to third, but it just hopped up on Jones on one hop. And now the infield in for the Kettleers as Phillips takes this one in the dirt. Humphreys took a moment to find it, but both runners will stay put. And on that errant throw to third, it was Bryant Packard getting up to second, so a single and an error advances him to second and Andrew Vaughn to third with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch home to Phillips. This one's going to be in down to center field, a base hit. Vaughn is going to score. Packard going to come in behind him. 2 runs in, throw down to second, and Phillips is in there safely. 2 more runs home for the Gatemen, and it's a 4-1 Wareham lead in the bottom of the 8th. Parker Phillips able to get 2 more home. Had 62 RBI during the regular season, so no stranger to that. Now Bryson Stott, the shortstop, will come up with another runner lurking in scoring position as Parker Phillips leads off of second base. Takes that one home. For a ball, 1-0. This pitch missing down low once again. 2-0 now to the Wareham shortstop Stott. Ryan to the belt, already given up 2 runs this inning. 2-0 home is going to be lined into left field, another base hit. And they're going to hold Phillips up at third, as getting it quickly was Thomas Dillard. Throw in good enough to keep Phillips at third. Runners at the corners now with still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Miami's Michael Amditas, who is catching tonight for the Gatemen, will step in. He had the big hit last time up. An RBI double that gave them a 2-1 lead. Now we are going to have a pitching change. Ryan is going to be lifted. We'll have that new pitcher for you in just a moment when we get back here on WCTV. back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Cotuit Kettleers. It is Stephen Schock from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Sidewinder comes in with runners at the corners and nobody out in the Wareham half of the 8th. Now at third base, it was Parker Phillips' designated hitter. It is Isaac Collins coming in to run, representing what would be the 5th Wareham run of the night. They now have a 4-1 lead after 2 more runs in this 8th inning. Schock from the Baltimore suburb of Laurel, Maryland, transferred to UMBC from Appalachian State. Michael Amditas at the plate. Sidewinder delivers first pitch to Amditas, is in there for a strike. Amditas just 1 for 3 today, but he singled his last time up, an RBI single, and was advanced to second on the throwing error. 0-1 to him is going to miss low and away. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Schock played for the Kettleers last year. Came up for Cotuit in August. Said he had always dreamed about playing in this league since he was a little kid. Now he's here for his 2nd summer with the Kettleers. He falls behind the catcher Michael Amditas, 2-1, as that pitch falls out of the zone as well. 24 appearances out of the bullpen for the Retrievers. 2-6 record, 1.72 ERA. 71 strikeouts in just 57 2/3 innings pitched. 10 saves for UMBC as well. This pitch misses just low. Amditas ahead of the count, 3-1. Schock looks in, comes to the belt, the 3-1 home. That one going to clip the outside corner. A good pitch there from Schock. And that runs the count full, 3-2. Here's the 3-2. Pitch will not be made. Coming in with that sidewinder motion, he fakes to third and then to first. In a very awkward looking fake pickoff attempt. Schock looks in, payoff pitch. Amditas going to bounce this one to third. Jones trying to get the tag on him there. He doesn't. Throw over to first will get Amditas. But because of them trying to get the man at third, Bryson Stott will get down to second, so no double play. It is just a 5-3 ground out. Amditas is retired, but now 2 men in scoring position for the Gatemen ahead of Austin Shenton. Shenton 1 for 3 today. He singled back in the 5th, flew out to left in the 3rd, and struck out, leaving a man stranded at third base in the 6th. It appears we are going to see Shenton get intentionally walked here with first base open to try and set up the force with the bases loaded. Unlike the major leagues, you do have to go through all 4 pitches here. You can't just signal to the umpire. And Shenton will be aboard ahead of the number 9 hitter, who is now Dom Clementi, who came in for Dante Baldelli in the 7th inning. So there's the 4th ball delivered to Shenton. Can see why the major leagues goes with just the signal there. Couple minute long at bat just to throw 4 balls. Dom Clementi will come up here. Michigan Wolverine just 1 at bat tonight. He struck out swinging back in the 7th. Comes up now with the bases loaded, still just 1 out. And a force at any base in play here for Cotuit. Shock's pitch, swing and a miss there. A hefty cut by the right fielder Clementi. He's down in the count, no balls and a strike. Shock's 0-1 home is going to be fouled straight back. Count now at 0-2. Eighth inning here, 4-1 Gatemen lead. They've already pushed across 2 in this frame. Trying to add to it with the bases loaded and 1 out. Corner infielders in. Second base and shortstop at regular depth for the Kettleers. Swing and a miss there. Clementi, in 2 at-bats in the last 2 innings, has struck out swinging both times. With 2 outs, it's going to be up to Oliver Dunn to keep things going here in the bases loaded rally. Shock, a long look in, methodical worker. Pounds this one on the inside corner for a strike. It's been a tough day for Dunn at the plate. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts to his name thus far. This pitch on the outside corner, pounded in there. Nothing Dunn can do about that, and he is behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes to Stephen Shock, who again did record 71 strikeouts in just 57 2/3 innings this year. Knows how to get them to swing and miss. Ahead 0-2 here. Let's see what he brings to him. This one going to ramp up high on the fastball, and holding off is Dunn. Count now goes to 1-2. Dunn hit .319 on the year for the Utes. 4 homers and 31 RBI. Could add a couple more here with a base hit, but instead he will swing and miss for strike 3. So Shock gets out of the jam, just the 2 runs allowed earlier in the inning. We go to the 9th here in Wareham. 4-1, the Gatemen ahead here on WCTV. We're on to the ninth here at Spillane Field. 1, 2, 3 expected in the Cotuit lineup. Peyton Burdick going to take this one low for a ball. The new pitcher is Ryan Stoudemire coming on to close things out. The junior from Charleston Southern wearing number 49. Gets Burdick to pop one up. It's behind the plate. Amditas has no idea where it is. And will end up being out of play on the scouts deck next to the John Wild press box. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Burdick finally got a hit in the 6th inning. He singled. He's 1 for 3 today. Stoudemire's 1-1 is going to miss. Now the count runs to 2-1 in Burdick's favor. This one going to miss down low, so now 3-1 to the leadoff hitter here in the 9th inning. Stoudemire led his team in appearances and wins as a freshman in 2017 for Charleston Southern. Just 1-7 this year as he gets that pitch in there for a strike, full at 3-2. It's a tough year for the Buccaneers as they just went 19-35 out of the Big South. Stoudemire's pitch rocketed on a hop to Dunn. Collects and throws over to Vaughn at first for out number 1 here in the 9th inning. Burdick is retired. Another feared hitter in this lineup, this great 1-2 punch. Thomas Dillard rounds it out so far. The 1 and 2 hitters just 1 for 7 tonight as Dillard has played his part at going 0 for 3. Left fielder from Ole Miss takes that pitch down low for a ball, 1-0. This pitch going to miss as well, 2-0 now the count. This one going to miss, so Stoudemire, with 2 straight 3-ball counts to open this 9th inning, was able to get Peyton Burdick on a ground out to second. Now 3-0 to Thomas Dillard. This pitch going to be in there for a strike. Dillard taking all the way. Dillard with a .667 start to the Cape League season coming into tonight. This pitch just off the plate and a bit high. And the number 2 hitter, Dillard, will get a free pass from Ryan Stoudemire and go down to first base on the base on balls. So he's aboard at first, 1 out here in the Cotuit half of the 9th inning. It's going to be the 3rd baseman, Jones, stepping in. Takes that pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Eric Jones does have a hit today, an RBI, but he was thrown out trying to stretch that single into a double. Drove in the only run tonight for the Kettleers and made a great play over at 3rd base as well. This pitch going to miss down low, 1-1 to the 3rd baseman. Stoudemire this year at Charleston Southern, though, did have 40 strikeouts in just 35 innings pitched, and was very effective in the preseason finale Saturday on Martha's Vineyard. This one ramps up high to Jones. He takes it for a ball, and it's 2-1 now to him. Eric Jones with a .333 average on the year and an OPS over 1 for the Davidson Wildcats. He lifts this one to right field, well out of play. Count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stoudemire looks in. Comes to the belt, now the 2-2 home. Bounced on the ground, a couple high hops for Oliver Dunn, who's on the lip of the right field grass and will go over to first for the only play he has. Runner advances to second in Dillard, but now the Kettleers, trailing by 3, are down to their last outs here in the 9th inning. Last chance for them will be the first baseman, Jonathan Robertson. Robertson 0 for 2 today, a couple bounce outs to Oliver Dunn. He's also hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Big cut and a miss there. Second team All Big East for the Creighton Blue Jays in 2017. First team All Big East this past year in 2018. Contributed with a .333 average in 50 games for Creighton. This pitch going to fall outside from Stoudemire. Count evens at a ball and a strike with 2 outs and a man leading off of second for the Kettleers. Gatemen up 4-1 and trying to shut the door here on a 3-0 start to the Cape League season. This one going to bounce in the dirt from Stoudemire, who is now behind in the count. 2 balls and a strike to Jonathan Robertson. Robertson, this one going to get past Dunn and into right field for a base hit. Clemente will go to second with it. A run will score for the Kettleers. Maybe just too little too late, but Robertson with a solid RBI single cuts the Gatemen lead to 4-2 here with 2 outs in the 9th. So now we'll have a meeting at the mound, and we are going to have a pitching change. So Stoudemire gives up a run. He will be coming out. We will give you the new pitcher in just a moment here on WCTV. Got the pitching change here. It's the lefty Tommy Miller coming in. The Sienna Saint got the win in the 3-2 win over the Harwich Mariners last night for Wareham. Just trying to shut the door and get 1 out as he gets the designated hitter Zach Bierman to swing and miss at the first pitch. Cotuit has cut into the lead here with 2 outs in the 9th. Off a RBI single from Jonathan Robertson, who leads off of first, but now Cotuit down to their last strike Man at first, 4-2 ball game, 0-2, 2 outs here in the ninth. Miller's 0-2, over the head of Bryson Stott and into left field for a base hit. It's the center fielder Hunter who goes and gets it. And now all of a sudden the tying run on base for Cotuit as they just won't go away here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Zach Humphreys, the catcher. Still the last chance for Cotuit. He's 0 for 3 tonight, 3 pop-outs. Twice to center and once to the second baseman, Oliver Dunn. And it looks like we are going to have another pitching change here with 2 outs in the ninth. We'll see the third Gateman pitcher try to end the game 4-2 here on WCTV. Two outs in the ninth, the third Gateman pitcher trying to shut the door here. This time it's Tyler Kaiser from Eastern Florida State Junior College, where he had a 5-5 record this year with a 2.32 ERA. First pitch going to miss up high to Zach Humphreys, the catcher, out of TCU. He's 0 for 3 today, 3 pop-outs. Kaiser also has 80 strikeouts in 73 2/3 innings pitched in 2018. Big cut and a miss there, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Gateman brought in Tommy Miller to face Zach Bierman, the designated hitter, went 0-2 on him before Bierman dropped a single into left center field. That keeps this game alive. He represents the tying run, and he's at first base. Kaiser's 1-1 home, going to run outside. So now 2-1 the count. Humphreys is ahead of it. Shenton playing the line at third. This one's going to be fouled straight back. So for the second straight hitter, the Cotuit Kettleers are down to their last strike, trailing 4-2 here in the ninth inning. Kaiser looks in. Glove to the chest. Check on second, now the 2-2. Popped up. Foul territory. Shenton running out of room, but now he's going to come back and make the catch. in foul territory to end the ball game. It's a 3-0 start to the 2018 season for the Wareham Gatemen. They knock off the Cotuit Kettleers 4-2 tonight. It takes 3 Gatemen pitchers to get the 27th out, which is always the hardest to get, but they do just that. 4-2 our final. From everyone here at WCTV, I'm Cameron Stewart. Thank you for joining us tonight.